The number of active oil and gas rigs in the United States increased for the 7th straight week this year, although Canadian rig count declined over the same week as reported by oilfield services firm Baker Hughes. The number of active oil and gas rigs in the United States increased by 2, which brings up the total to 756 rigs drilling for oil and gas in the United States, 267 rigs above the rig count a year ago. U.S. drillers continue to ramp up in 2017, with positive growth rates in rig count. Oil rigs have increased by 159 since December 2016, supported by the OPEC production cuts agreement announced in 2016, and positive outlook and spending plans by several oil and gas operators. The number of oil rigs in the U.S. increased by 7 this week, up from 602 last week to 609 this week. This week marks the 7th week in a row of increases to the number of active oil rigs in the United States, the most active oil rigs since October 2, 2015. The number of gas rigs declined by 5 this week, and now stand at 146. Between the states, Texas continued to gain most, with an overall 392 oil and gas rigs, an increase of 6 rigs over previous week. Other states with a positive rig count growth are North Dakota and Louisiana with 3 and 2 rigs respectively. Permian, Eagle Ford and Williston basins gained rig counts, with Eagle Ford adding 5 rigs, followed by 3 in Williston and 2 in the Permian. All eyes are set on Permian, where the rig count has doubled in last 12 months, and accounts for 41% of the total U.S. rig count. In Canada, the number of rigs drilling for oil decreased by 9 over previous week, while number of gas rigs increased by 3 over the week. Both benchmarks were trading up earlier on Friday, on reports of an evacuation of Libya's oil port earlier in the day. Further pushing up oil prices earlier in the day was the falling dollar. However, fears that OPEC's surprising compliance of 90% may offset by non-participants' production increases, including Libya, continued hold the prices, which are lower than prices from Monday earlier this week. For continued updates, follow us on Twitter at OILWIRE News. Good weekend to you all and see you with more news next week. Stay safe.